All right, so here's Omega. This is from the Bad Batch, Star Wars, and this is a knockoff character. I'm trying to remember if they actually made one of her in actual Lego Star Wars, but the main thing is there was never a with this one. They didn't have a proper weapon for her. Like it just either comes with a pistol or forget what it was that it came with. I don't have the rest of the bags with me right now. They're off to the side. I got them with this mix of other Bad Batch characters. And overall they look pretty good, but I do need to replace like a couple of things like Captain Rex and some of the other characters. They're pistols. They don't look right. They look like, I don't know, some generic Star Wars pistol with a scope on top. They should just be flat, almost boxy. Only one of the other characters actually had the proper kind of pistol, or maybe two of them did, but then I can't, they need those guns too. So I think I'm ordering another set from CommanderBricks for you. It comes with they have a Captain Rex upgrade, I guess, so I can get that. And I think it comes with a better pauldron piece, because the one that this one has this this one here, but I don't think that looks right to me. I think his pauldron kind of comes up more, kind of like how you sort of see it printed onto the body. And it did come with an alternate one, which was like a black piece, but it's all solid, and there's no blue on it, so I'd have to paint it. So anyways, I'm gonna get it from CommanderBricks for you. I'm just, it's part of a order that I've been waiting for, like with the upgrade printed parts for the UCS Jango Fett's Slave One, or his starship, but everyone calls it Slave One. So that should be in soon, because I already had they had a partial kit, and now this is the remainder that I guess they finally got parts for and finally did the upgraded prints for, and I was just trying to get that other part, so then that'll be ready to go whenever I get around to building it, because that thing is huge and I don't really have the space for that. But I just wanted to get that also primarily as my first UCS set, and I think it's a good one, and it's not overly priced for one, for around $300, and it came with a really cool Camino clone training facility thing that you have to get within that first couple of days, really. Although I think they did manage to bring back some for like a later promotion, but you still have to buy, I think, the Jango Fett one for $300 to be able to get those clones. I forget, but I think by now they should all be completely sold out. So going back to Omega here, I digress again, but she didn't come with a good weapon, and I think or accessory, and I saw someone did this online, and they made like her, I guess it's the power bow, like it's this kind of, it's not a crossbow, but it looks like a bow weapon, and but it's like got an energy beam, like it's got energy, like kind of string or drawstring that you use to pull the back on this device on the cross, the bow, and then it's got like you fire, and it's got like this blast bolt that comes out of it instead. So that's her weapon. And let me see if I can remember how this goes. I went over and managed to find all the parts I needed for this build. And you know what? Let me review the video really quickly, and so I can do this right. But the only two parts I did have originally was these guys. I scrounged up from home, but the rest of it, especially these pink pieces, I don't actually need this. I'll go into it later, but yeah, this should be all that I need to build it. So let me just review it, and I'll add it to this video and show you how I built it. Okay, so let me disassemble this real quickly so that I can show you how it's done. Put her down like that. And so these are just, you can take count. See, this is just an extra piece. This is an extra piece. I'm gonna leave off to the side. So you need basically like something like this. If you can count it. So I don't know what, it's not a lightsaber piece, but it's like it's off camera. Sorry. Here we go. So yeah. So most of these are in this kind of gold color. So you got this. You got 3 of these kind of clippy pieces, and you got these round studs, but they have a hole in it. So you need 2 of those in gold. This in, what is this, dark orange. I was trying to find one in nougat, but they only come with in the other direction, like this piece, and then this piece goes up this way instead. They don't seem to, at least I couldn't find any that were like that. 2 of these kind of gold pieces like this. 2 kind of claws or horns, whatever you want to call these, and a pink lightsaber. Use any color, but I guess that's kind of the color of the energy thing that she draws back, and then this kind of jewel here to match as the energy bolt that will come out the front. I was, just in case I couldn't get this piece here, right? I picked up one of these since I was going through the parts bin, and it's similar color. I could stick it to the end of the bow instead if I couldn't get this piece. So here we go. So basically what you do is you take this. Oh, this goes credits go to CommanderBricks. At least that's the video that I found this quick little short tutorial on how to do. So you put this together like that, and I believe you put a clip up here, and actually it should face this way. And I don't know, there's always sometimes like a piece that doesn't look that great, but I guess from the outside I usually try to keep it clean, because let's see, she would hold it with her left hand, right, and cast with the right. I'm not sure how I'm going to position her hands. If it's the other way, then I might flip this. I'm not sure it really matters. And then there's another piece that goes in the bottom similarly like this, right? I'm not sure it's exactly in this order. Let me push it down, make sure it's flat. And oh, actually, I take that back. I believe I jumped ahead. I take one of these pieces and I stick it on the bottom like so. Then I pop this one of these on, and again I like to push the blemished kind of little end to one side. That's mostly going to be kind of unseen. I wish it would have been towards the back, but these are angled this way, so kind of have to do it like this. And then you take these pieces, and I don't know if I want the hole to be exposed in the front or this piece. I guess like that. Kind of doesn't matter. It's either way, there's a bit of a semi-blemish, and you stick this here, and then you put these horn kind of claw pieces. What do you call these? Claws or horns? I guess depends on where you put them onto. And you put that over here, so it looks like it's part of the bow like that. And you put on another, I believe, this clip on the back here like so, but this time it faces up, so I'm gonna put the blemish. So it's on, I believe this is the bottom, this should be the top of the bow, with the way this goes on top like that. Straight, and then you stick on one of these. I assume this is the right length. Trying to make sure it's centered along this part. Looks about right. Maybe just tap over like that. That looks about right. And then you push these down, I believe, like so. I should check the video. I thought they touched the tips more of the unless I'm missing like another one of these somewhere. Let me. I hope not. See, it feels like it's not quite far back enough. But I could have sworn they just stuck it on here. Let me check something. Nope. I just checked it. So it is like this. And you add this piece up here. One of those. So top or bottom. Sometimes, again, there's a blemish. There is like a small one right there. So I like to put that on the bottom. It's going to be hard to see anyways. And then here's like the blast bolt that comes out the front. It charges, and you'll see that. And that should all align like that. So it's just being pulled back. And then to help her hold it, you just put this. I don't know why they didn't do this in gold, but whatever. This is the color that that they picked. And then you just put this in hand. I guess it has to be out a little bit. See, the thing is, she casts this, then kind of loose. I don't know how else you would hold this. There we go, right to the hands. And it'll basically be something like that. And I think that looks pretty good. I mean, yeah, ridiculously large, but then, you know, Lego stuff can be out of proportion anyways. And let's see. That look right. Something like that. There we go. And that looks pretty close to how it, you know, generally looks like in the show. And yeah, I think that's a pretty decent mod. And yeah, I think that'll work as a accessory for her. Otherwise, let's see. I guess I can have her holding it the other way, where then she'd have to look off to the side. Let's see if, let me just try one more thing to see if this works. Say if we, I gotta take this off, put it on this side, and maybe if she held it, she's like looking off to the side. She holds it. I don't know if that's gonna work. We'll see. Okay. This just blew up in my face. Like that. I wonder, it might be easier if I just put the grip in our hands first and then clip it to the bow. But anyways, let's see, something along the lines of like, well, let's have to hunch over and aim it out like this. Would that be better? I mean, she still can't reach her arm can't reach that. There's nothing you can do about it, but then it kind of makes more sense. Like she can be in this pose. That's in one sense, this actually makes more sense because this is more in a position that should be using this power bow to aim down the sights, and her hand would be pulling something back here to draw it. And maybe this is just when she had just released it, and it went, you know, it retracts back in, and this is just before it fires out. I don't mind that. The only thing is that if I put her on display like so, most of this bow will cover her. Like if I put her face in line with everyone else on the stand, this thing's right in front and blocking kind of her face, which kind of sucks, you know. I don't want it to actually block the way she looks. Otherwise, I stand it to this like this, aiming out this way. Then you see her. This is not good, right? At least you see her, and because this is kind of behind, um, you get the illusion that maybe she's holding the back of the bow, even though she physically isn't. But from this, you get enough of that illusion. It kind of works. I don't know how to pose her. Oh, again, if this didn't have this, I could use this to cap the end, and that would have been okay too. But this is better because it's a little bit more like a plasma or bolt is building up, and it looks more like a large bolt to fire out from the front. Versus this is more of a tamed appearance. And since I was there, I thought this was a piece, but it's not. But this just seemed kind of useful. This actually is like it's a double-sided stud, you know. So actually, I could use this to invert the direction of a piece, even though it's just one. But that might be of some value. That you should make more of these so that you can, you know, do those. Some mods or you want to do, you may require you to reverse things, especially like say you're doing something where there's another side, right? You're gonna have anti-studs on one side, or like I say, on the bottom of a ship, or spaceship, or some craft, right? Most of it is hidden from the top. When you look on the bottom, you got all these ugly anti-stud surface, and so maybe you want to cover it with something. Start building bricks or something else on the bottom just to fill it out and maybe make it look smoother or not so rough with the anti-studs. And then, you know, that's what's good for something like this. Or if you had a bunch of them, you can put them on the bottom so that it reverses, so you do have studs on the bottom, so you can mount something on the other side and, you know, make it look a little bit nicer. Depends. It might actually add too much thickness too. But if you have that room to work with, and you just can build up some surface or something on the other side, you don't want to just see anti-studs, then this is having a bunch more of something like this is the way to go. But anyways, I didn't need it, but I figured, what the heck, I found it. Maybe I'll make some use of it later. But yeah, I think for now I'll keep her in this pose. I don't want to undo it. I think it actually looks better, but then I wish it wasn't blocking her. We'll see when I get to, again, finding the space to have her and the rest of the crew like in a lineup. I may just forego this and just put it back in the other position I showed it, where this is facing more forward and the bow is actually off to the outside of the arm, which is kind of odd, but at least she's holding it and you can see her, you know, more of her face end or the front of her body. You know, just standing there with the weapon. I mean, that would be kind of okay, but this is a more action-ready pose versus the other one's just kind of just holding it in a truthfully awkward way, but it actually will show off the bow and her together better. But that's it. Just wanted to show that. Again, I think it's CommanderBricks is the video that I found, and I assume he's the person that did the mod for this, but unless that person found it and just start demonstrating it too, but maybe the mod is actually from somewhere else. But I'm sure you can find it on Rebrickable, and there should be instructions somewhere, but I just reference the video, and this is a pretty easy build as long as you can find these colored items, because I believe the bow, if I recall, is actually primarily a lot of goldish color on it, so that looks about right from that standpoint. So there we go. Just wanted to share this quick little mod or custom build that with this, I think, adds just something nice to this fairly important character in the Bad Batch series. All right, thanks for watching.